Thank you very much. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. And I would like to start our session tonight with a quote from one of my most favorite people, Maya Angelou. So what I'd like for you to think about as we go through our class today is what our mission and purpose is. It is not to merely survive, but to thrive. And to do this, we need to have some passion, we need to have compassion, we have to have lots of humor and style. So I'd like for you to kind of think about as we go through this, you know, we are here, all of us are here, we have some purpose and mission that we're here for. And when we can find ourselves in alignment with that, that's when we will find contentment, happiness, and be as healthy as we possibly can. Because when the mind is healthy and we're relaxed, it really helps our body become healthy. So without further ado, I'm going to begin our session with our 3 intentful enhancements like I usually do. And those would be posture, breath, and mindfulness. So we'll begin with posture first so that when we take in our breath, we're going to have good posture, so our lungs will be at the best capacity that they can be. So even I'm starting in a seated position because I am going to do a little bit of some tapping things and things like that. So let's start with a seated position first, and I'm going to do some neck stretches. And whatever you do with me tonight, I want you to always move to the point of sensation, not to the point of pain. You want to loosen things up and so forth, and not do anything that's going to be painful. So let's firstly, in a seated position, let's sit nice and tall so we have good posture right from the start. So when we think about good posture, we want to think of the top of the head like it's a balloon being pulled up with a string to the ceiling. We put the tongue to the roof of the mouth. That helps to lengthen the neck. So that also helps the neck muscles in the front and the back. We want to feel that rib cage. You want to feel that sternum lifting up and feel the shoulder blades sliding down the back. We also want to draw that navel in just slightly, not a big pull in so we hunch forward, but just so that you can feel that when that navel pulls up, the spine will lengthen and back. So when the tongue
I have to interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
We're having, some people are having trouble with the background because it's swirling. Do you think you could turn it off?
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me.
It is very beautiful, though.
I know. I'm sorry.
People with migraine, our eyes are kind of.
It's like a laser light show. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. All right, so let's see if I can change that. Oh, did it change? Oh, yes, it did. Okay, good. All right, so let's bring this down. Okay, so that's just a blur. Is that a little bit better? Is that better? Yes? Okay. All right, so back to where we were. So with posture, we also want to, even in a seated position, you want the feet, the heels, the ankle to be right under the knees. You want the knees to be lined up with the hips. And so let's just take a moment to feel this posture. Just something different than what you've been sitting in. Something where you feel that spine lengthen. Because many times migraines can be triggered by cervical issues and things like that. So that's why that neck, having the tongue to the roof of the mouth is very important. So now that we have our posture in good alignment, let's start enhancing the breath. And as we enhance the breath, you'll find that that mindfulness just starts to kind of flow with that. So putting your hands on your lower abdomen and allowing the shoulders to just be relaxed. Let's start to change the cadence of the breath. Don't force it too hard, especially if you have any kind of respiratory issues, but try to do something a little bit deeper than what you are normally doing. So say if you inhale for a 3 count, try to make it a 4 count, and so forth. So let's take that inhalation, nice and slow, ebbing it in through the nose, pausing for a moment at the top, and then exhaling that same cadence out. Whatever that number is, try to allow that exhalation to match the inhalation. And let's do that several times. And as to bring the mind into it, focus on that breath, maintaining your posture, inhaling as deeply as comfortable for you, but a little bit more than what you normally do. Pause for that moment, and then exhale out, nice and slowly. And feel what happens in that abdominal area. Let that abdominal area, the diaphragm, be a part of your breath. So let's do that a few more times, maintaining the posture. Inhaling nice and deeply, feeling what it's like to fill your body with fresh energy, fresh oxygen, and then allowing that to ebb out, the stale air, the recycled air, just let it ebb out nice and slowly. And let's do that just a few more times. Bringing yourself right to this situation right here. There's nowhere else more important for you to be than right here at this moment. Good. And then allow yourself to go back to normal breath, but feel that your breath has been enhanced. You find that your breath has increased a certain amount when you do that. So remember to do that whenever you're feeling stressed out. Very important to do. So the next we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a little massage. So taking the neck, let's start with the neck first. I want you to just let your fingers run down that neck. Feel that the chin is coming away a little bit from those neck muscles. These neck muscles tend to be tight because we lean that chin forward. So let's just take that down. Take that down. Just let that tension. And then go towards the sides by the shoulders. Keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Just allowing that tension. Just think with every time. And then going towards the back. Good. Now let's come to the face. So let's go the muscles right here in the cheeks, just gently, gently, gently. Because many times our face, the muscles in the face are so tight, and that can bring on a migraine as well. So really focusing, just letting those fingers run down the cheeks, and then especially by the jaw. A lot of times we have TMJ, those jaw issues that can also trigger a migraine. So just allowing yourself to give yourself a little self massage. And breathing deeply, keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth and maintaining that posture. Good, one more time. So let's begin with a little bit of tapping. And when I say tapping, I don't mean slapping. It doesn't have to be hard, just very gentle. You can either use the fingers or just like pressing the hands just a little bit. So you feel a little stimulation in the skin, but not enough to cause any kind of discomfort. And we're going right along this area in here, which is right along the collarbone or the clavicle. And that will help to stimulate the thymus gland, which is the anti-aging gland. So I really try to spend a lot of time on that part. So maybe we'll leave here and look 10 years younger. Wouldn't that be great? So just, and that also helps to open up the heart, the lungs. Good. Now let's move over towards your left side, over the heart first. And then we're going to let that arm stay down, and you're going to just gently tap down the inside of the arm, which is considered to be the yin side. And then gently give your hand a little clapping, and then turn the hand over. And on the outside, that's the yang side, we're going up. So we're going to do that a couple more times. And if you have a lot of tension up here and it feels okay, give yourself a little time to just kind of send some healing vibrations up into that area. And let's do that again down the front of the arm, the inside, right into the hand, and then turning around, going up the yang side. Again, a little bit on that back shoulder area. And then one more time. And then up. And then back. And now let's go down the right side. Again, down that inside. And then turn, going up, the yang. And spending a little time on that upper back. And then coming back in front. And when you do this on your own, you can do this as long as you need to. But for tonight's purposes, I'm only going to do it 3 times. I think the most that you would do it reasonably would be 9. You know, you don't want to make it too overstimulated, but you definitely want to get some of that tension out and to stimulate circulation. And then back down one more time. And if it bothers you to tap, then just touch. So whatever works for you. And we come up, good. We come back to this area, and then let's take those hands and gently just feel like you're pushing any excess tension out. Okay, and then let's work a little bit more onto the neck. So we're going to do a little 3-way neck stretch. And we're going to focus primarily on the neck first. So we want to maintain that posture. So we want to just lean the head slightly over to one side. And if you have a chair that you can hold on to, if you hold on to it, that'll help to anchor the arm and the shoulder down. And then inhale as you lift up. And again, when you lift up, keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth, feel like the top of the head is just floating up towards the skies. And then let's gently go over towards the other side. And then lift all the way up. Then we're going to rotate. So you're going to gently turn to one side. And again, trying to keep those shoulders back so you feel like there's a length between the jaw and the shoulder joint. And then back to center. And then moving over to the other side. You might feel a discrepancy from one side to the other. And then back to center. Remember, breathing deeply. And then we're going to do a small circle as if you were trying to make circles with your nose. Just small first. We're going to do this a couple of times so we can do it a little bit deeper. And then going in reverse. I don't know about you, but I'm hearing some cracking and popping going on in my neck. And then back to center. Okay, readjust the shoulders down. Keeping the abdominal muscles just gently pulled in, tongue to the roof of the mouth. Let's go through that again. And stretch to one side. And lift. And then stretch to the other side. And lift. Or rotate gently over. And back. And then rotate over. And back. And let's do those circles again. A little bit bigger, not much, but just a little bit. And then going in reverse. Good, and then back to center. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. Lengthen over. And inhale on the lifting up and stretch. Good, and up, and then rotate. And then back. And notice I don't spend a lot of time. Whenever I stretch the neck, I always like to spend maybe 5 to 15 seconds. You don't want to overdo the neck. And then one more time on the circle. And then reverse. Good. And then back to center. So now let's stand up, or you can stay seated, whatever feels comfortable for you. But let's stand up, because many of you may have been seated for a lot of today. So, but again, you can stay in a seated position if you would like to. So we're going to adjust the posture because now we've come into a standing pose. So again, you want to feel on the feet. You want to just rock back and forth a little bit so you feel the toes, the big toe, the little toe in the heel, just a little bit. Those are your balance points. And when we teach balance, which sometimes can get thrown off, of course, with a migraine, when we teach balance, those are the kind of the points in the feet. Okay, and then just let yourself settle into that. So you feel that your body weight is distributed down the leg. The knees should be soft. You want to let that navel pull up and in. And we're going to do a pelvic tilt a little bit, a couple of times, since we're in a standing position now. So lifting that navel up, exhaling, letting that tailbone shift so you feel that length in the lumbar, and release. Pulling up and in, you'll feel those butt muscles kind of pulling underneath, and release. And let's do that one more time. Pulling up and in and release. And then bring your attention back to that sternum. You want to feel that that sternum is lifted up like there is a string pulling the sternum up. And you want to roll those shoulders back just a few times. Nice small roll. So you feel those shoulder blade muscles. That whole shoulder girdle, which includes the chest, the shoulder blades, the shoulder joint, and the collarbone or the clavicle, we want to feel how they move together. And then pull that back one more time so you feel that length, you feel that loosening up in those, in the upper back, lower neck area. So standing in this position, okay, we're going to bring our hands up into what's called the chi ball. So the top hand, what we want to do is have the palms of the hands lining up. And we want to kind of stretch and back. And when we lift that upper arm, you don't want to have that jammed up. You want to feel like this is what's moving up, not the shoulder, but the arm in the elbow. And it's just a nice small movement and back. Inhaling on the lift and exhaling. And one more time. Good. Now let's rotate and switch. And you might find it feels a little bit different depending on which side you started with. But inhale and just focus on that's the simplicity of the movement. Focusing on the breath, where you feel the expanse. You want to inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. And one more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's bring those hands to center. We're going to whisk them together. It's one of my most favorite Qigong, Tai Chi movements to do. There are energy areas in your hands called Lao Gong points. And that heat that you feel in your hand, that's your chi. So that helps you realize that, you know, that's your healing chi. And when we do this, we're activating it. We're letting ourselves know that yes, it exists and I want to use it for good purposes. So let's take this and we're going to stretch this across and back. So you might feel a little magnetic pull. You might feel a little heat stretch in your hands. The more that you do this, the better you get at feeling it. Many times people feel it right off the bat, which is fantastic. Inhaling, feel that expanse, and exhale. And just letting those fingers float back and forth, feeling that chi moving across the chest. This is very relaxing to do. I find that if I'm stuck in traffic, I do this and it really helps me relax. Of course, the people around me might be wondering what's going on, but this is a very relaxing, it crosses right over the heart and the lung meridians. Let's do one more of these. Now let's take this out, push the hands out to the side and down. We're going to draw chi energy up the front of the body, bring it across the chest and press and down. Inhaling as you bring it up, exhaling as you press it out to the sides and down. Drawing it up, in, out, and down. Up, in, out, and down. Let's do that one more time. Out and down. Now we're going to do a movement called cloud hands. Cloud hands also crosses the heart and the lung meridians. Very relaxing to do. Very traditional, typical Tai Chi movement. In Yang style, the hands are in this position. When we do Sun style, it's in a different position. So if you do have arthritis, you could do it this way if that feels more comfortable. If you don't have an issue and you want to have the palms facing in, what you want to do is move the body across, not the hands, so that my hands are staying, but my body is moving. When I get to the side, I'm going to switch positions. And then I'm going to gently move across. And then when I get to that side, and so you want to pay attention to that top hand, looking at that palm, focus, and then switch, and then focus your attention on the other palm. And just try to go as slowly as you can. The slower you go, as opposed to like doing high impact aerobics, the better your chi flows. So a lot of times it's hard to believe that, but when you slow it down, it gives you that opportunity to focus on every little nuance of that movement. And I can actually feel my hands. I can feel that circulation, because that's the thing with your Tai Chi and Qigong, that you get the same cardiovascular benefits without using the energy to replenish the muscles, because we're not taxing the muscles, but we're getting the same benefit of circulation movement, improving heart function, balance, mindfulness. Because when you start changing your breath, that sends a powerful message to the body. We can't control a lot of things, but when we control breath, that means a lot. So let's do that one more time to each side. And back. And then come back to center and down. We're going to do another movement where we're going to just draw the hands up in front and then just gently sink. And when you sink, just let yourself sink into the knees just a little bit. Inhaling as you rise the hands up and let them sink down. And just allow yourself to immerse in the simplicity of the movement, thinking about the nuances, letting those hands just drape up, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and then letting them just fold and down in front. Inhaling as you come up and exhaling as you come down. And just try to allow that movement again to soften effortlessly up and down. And rise with the breath and come back down. Let's do that again one more time. And down. So let's bring the hands up. We're going to fold. We're going to push the hands up and then let those arms go out to the side. And remember to always move within your comfort zone. You just want to move that chi. Every movement counts. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be big. It just has to be intentful. And exhaling as you go down. Inhale as you draw this beautiful chi energy up and out and all around. Let's do that again. And down. Good. Let's do that one more time. Good. And then we're going to finish with a centering movement. So let's bring the hands into a little prayer pose in front. We're going to take one hand, turn the palm, let the head and neck look. Bring this like you're bringing that chi energy forward and then right down the center. This helps to balance your yin and yang, side and down, in, front. So we're going to just move from one side to the other. And just allow your shoulder to move whatever your range of motion is and in front. Feeling that energy coming from around the back, down in front. Especially in the thumbs and the fingertips, you might feel a little tingling. That is your chi energy. Let's do that one more time. And last time. Good. And then down in front. So I just want to remind you that we are all pieces, we're all threads in the fabric of life, and we are all spiritual beings having a human experience. So keep that in mind as we go through, God knows with all these COVID things and everything going on, it's been very difficult. But remember, we're all here for a purpose. And I do want to just have a little plug. We are doing a virtual Living Healthy with Chronic Pain program that is for migraine. It doesn't matter where the pain is. It will be on our www.tgh.org website. The program is going to be starting the last week in January, and it is 6 sessions. And this is a evidence-based program from Stanford University, and it is a fabulous program. So, and there's a beautiful workbook that comes with it, and it does have an ancient technology CD, but the CD does have, because we do movements in the class. So it does come with that for now. So if anyone is interested, please feel free to check our website. Again, it's www.tgh.org calendar. And you'll see at the end of January that we'll have that program. And it is, we're doing it at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 1 to 3:30, starting on Wednesday, January 26th.
Wonderful.
So thank you all. I appreciate it so much, being able to share your chi energy, even though it's you know, we're all in our own place, but we have all set this whole tsunami of positive energy out in a world where there certainly, you know, needs to be a balance with all the negativity. So thank you for sharing your energy.
Thank you for sharing it with us. And if you want to send me the information, if anybody wants that information, if you didn't get it, you guys can email me and I can certainly get it to you, Susan, if you want to get it, you know, send it to me.
Okay.
And also, we're having our Tampa, I'll do a quick plug. We're having our Tampa event on the 20th to the 24th. It's hybrid. It's live if anybody's in the Tampa area on the 22nd, and it's at the Simmons Park at the USF Tampa campus. So I'm saying that because Susan is from Tampa. So we were talking about that before you guys came on. So everybody, thank you so much. For those of you on the East Coast that are waiting for some snow, good luck. And stay warm.
Take care, everyone. I'll see you at the end of March. I'll be back.
Okay, perfect. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
The first and third Thursdays are our mindfulness events. So hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.